Hey everybody, I'm Jamie, one of your yoga teachers from Ragazi. Thanks for joining me for this practice. For today, we're going to pair the practice of Yin and Vinyasa. Yin is passively held stretches, where Vinyasa is movement with breath. So we're going to build some internal heat, add some deep stretches, and get that blood flowing a little bit with our Vinyasas, Chaturangas, up dogs, down dogs, so on and so forth. This is Jonesy. As always, just take breaks whenever you need. This is going to be about an hour-long practice. I'll try my best to offer modifications and amplifications for all postures that we practice during this class. And I hope to see you soon. Hope you're staying safe and well. Thanks, you guys. To start, let's find our way onto our backs. We'll have a few options here. My favorite is a passive hip opener called Supta Baddha Konasana, where the soles of the feet come together, your knees bend, and then the outer thighs naturally open up towards the floor. You can always slide blocks underneath your legs to add support for that weight. You can also simply plant your feet on the mat with your knees bent, or even extend your legs out long like you're in Shavasana. But again, I'm going to opt for that Supta Baddha Konasana, as it just allows the inner thighs and hips to passively open on their own. Rest your arms wherever they feel most comfortable. Close your eyes if you'd like, and let's start to settle in. Allow your body to completely release into your mat. Bring your attention to your toes, and let's start to scan. Imagine that there is a warm white light slowly traveling up through your feet. Let it pass through your ankles. Relax your calves. Light up your shins. Notice your knees. Relax your quads and your glutes. Feel the weight of your pelvis increasingly get heavier into the floor. Allow your hips to release as you slowly travel up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Fill up your belly. Notice the expansion of your rib cage. Open your chest. Relax your shoulders. Notice the length of each arm. Acknowledge your fingertips. Elongate the back of your neck as you release every muscle within the face. And finally, notice the top of your head. With this connection to your body, let's now shift our focus to breath. Observe the inhales and exhales that enter and exit your body. Notice the effect of breath and any difference in the pace, length, or depth of each inhale and exhale you take. On your next inhale, let's all take a big breath in. Fill up your lungs, your chest, your belly. Exhale, side out. Again, round two, find a fuller, longer, deeper inhale. Big, heavy sigh, exhale. One more time, find the biggest breath you've taken so far today, this week, this month, this year. Let it go with a big, dramatic sigh. Inhale, let's seal the lips. Exhale, constrict the muscles at the back of your throat. Find that Ujjayi breath. Create that oceanic sound. One to come back to whenever your thoughts may wander. If things feel challenging, or when we move from one posture to the next, kindly invite your breath to lead the way. you currently rest, we'll feel our bodies release even more heavily into the floor. Let's remain here for a few moments longer. Think of breathing into your joints and melting your muscles away from your bone. Settling deeper and deeper into stillness. Let's take 5 more rounds of breath. On your 6th inhale, take your time as you bring awareness back into your body and your space. Feel free to bring movement into your hands as you wiggle the fingers. Find movement through the toes. Start to curl your fingers in towards a fist and gently release. As you then start to draw some circles, bring out those wrists a few times in either direction and then switch it up and move the opposite way. If in your Supta Baddha Konasana, recline bound angle with me, let's press the soles of the feet together and begin to extend your legs long towards the top edge of your mat. Find a bend in your elbows as your arms begin to extend overhead. Find a full body stretch. Roll out the feet. Rid your ankles of any air pockets. Find a little bit farther of a reach overhead from fingertips all the way down through your side body into your toes. And as you exhale, let's hug our knees in towards our chest. You can take one leg at a time or both together. Gently rest your palms over the tops of your shins or the backs of your knees. And let's gently rock from side to side, massaging from both sides of the pelvis. Maybe up and down a little bit, some pelvic tilts. You can let your knees open wide, let your arms lead the way as you draw some circular motions to let the femur bones just roll around within your hip sockets. I like to let my legs move independently so my inner thighs will open as the knees come towards the outer edges of my mat. The knees come farther apart as the inner thighs meet and then hug back in towards the chest. When ready, let those knees hug back in toward you and then reverse those circular motions if you haven't explored that yet already. Just let this be a nice calming sensation as you massage the lower back a bit here. Feel free to roll out your ankles again. Point and flex through the feet. Maybe extend your legs towards the ceiling. Maybe see what happens if you explore some bicycle actions as one knee hugs in towards the chest, the other leg extends nice and long. Just warming up that lower body a little bit more. When you're ready, exhale, knees back in towards the chest. Let's start to tuck chin towards chest as forehead draws towards the knees. Find that little ball shape. You can gently reach your arms forward and hold on to the heels if accessible to you. If not, you can keep a hold of the backs of your thighs or the front of your knees again. One more breath in. Exhale. Let's release the head, neck, and shoulders down one more time and hold on to the backs of the thighs if not there already. Kick your heels towards your sitting bones as you exhale. Let that be a little bit of a pump to build a bit of momentum so you begin to rock up and down the length of your back. From the shoulder blades towards the tailbone, Gently draw your navel in towards your spine so this becomes a little bit more of a core-centric work rather than just that momentum by using your leg strength. See if you can control how you rock back without coming to the back of the neck. Roll forward and maybe catch a little bit of hang time on those sitting bones as if you were in a boat. One or two more, take your time. Once you're up on those sitting bones, we'll either cross the shins to roll over the knees and feet or sweep the legs to the side. Coming onto our hands and knees and tabletop, let's stack our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees. As you inhale, curl your toes under, lower your belly towards the floor, lift your heart, gaze, and hips towards the ceiling and cow. Exhale, uncurl your toes, round your spine, bring chin towards chest as your shoulders spread for cat. Inhale, open up the front side of your body. Exhale, lengthen the back side of your body. Inhale, find a little bit more space through the front of your throat. Exhale, find that nice little pelvic tilt underneath. Let's take a few more rounds of breath with movement. You can always add in your own extra movements. Head rolls, wrist stretches, hip wiggles, shoulder rotations. There's really no wrong answer. As long as it feels good for your body, please allow yourself to go there. Let's take one more round of breath with movement, whatever you're doing. Inhale back to a neutral spine. Let's plant firmly into the left palm. Spread those fingertips nice and wide. Inhale, begin to extend your right arm up towards the ceiling. Open your chest towards the right. Exhale, soften the bend in your left elbow as your right arm sweeps underneath and through. Inhale, unthread your right arm, reach it up back towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, unthread, reach up. Exhale, thread through. Let's try one more. Inhale, unthread your arm, reach it up tall. Maybe make a fist with your hand and let's roll out that wrist a few times. And then reverse. Big old jazz hand, spirit fingers. Exhale, once again, let's thread the right arm underneath. Now allow the right shoulder and side of your face to rest all the way down on the mat so you approach your thread the needle. Let your left palm stabilize you here. It can remain as it is or extend overhead. If you'd like a little bit more sensation of a twist, you can even wrap your left arm behind your back and see if those fingertips can walk around to find your right inner thigh. No pressure if not going that deeply here. Draw your right hip bone forward so the pelvis remains neutral and open your chest towards the left. Make sure your neck is happy. You can always add a block underneath your right ear for support for the head. Put a little bit more weight into the tops of your feet and just twist from waist up. We'll take 3 more rounds of breath here. One more breath in. Exhale, let's bring that left palm back down to the mat if it moved. Plant it underneath your shoulder. Spread the fingertips. Inhale, unthread your right arm, reach it back up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, let's release the right palm underneath the right shoulder, tabletop. Spread those fingers. Inhale, let's reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Open your chest. Exhale, soften the bend in your right elbow so your left arm can thread through. Inhale, unthread, press the floor away, reach up. Exhale, thread through. Begin to feel your obliques kick in a bit more. Inhale, reach up tall, open the chest. Exhale, thread through once more. Inhale, unthread that left arm, reach it up tall. Make that fist with your hand. Roll out that wrist a couple times. And then switch it up, move in the opposite direction. Make that big jazz hand, spirit fingers. Exhale, begin to thread your left arm underneath the right as your left shoulder finds the mat. Let your head settle. Find that support if needed. block underneath the head, maybe even a pillow or bolster. Keep your right hand as is, maybe extend the arm overhead or wrap the arm behind your back. More than okay if your sides do not perfectly match, as our bodies are built more on the asymmetrical side. Even though we practice symmetry by doing every posture on the right and left, we have to honor the different tendencies of our sides, those asymmetrical qualities that our right and left halves have. Draw that left hip point forward, twist from waist up, let your chest be open, and breathe. Once again, let's find 3 more rounds of breath. Find one more inhale. Exhale to unwrap the right arm if it's behind the back. Plant it underneath your shoulder again. Spread those fingers. Inhale, press down into the right palm. Unthread the left. Reach it back up towards the ceiling. And exhale, release your left palm back underneath the chest in your table. Inhale. We're going to begin to shift our weight forward a little bit more. Begin to bend those elbows like you're going into a chaturanga. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, round and let your hips settle down towards your heels like a little child's pose with legs parallel. Inhale, come back up through that table. Shift your shoulders forward. And exhale, let's bend the elbows like chaturanga. Inhale, press and lift. Exhale, shift the hips back through that child's pose. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower down. Inhale, press. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, shift forward. Let your shoulders pass your wrists a hair. Exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale, let those hips sink. Inhale, one more time. Come up. Find your way through that chaturanga. This time, let's lower our bellies all the way to the floor. I'm going to inch my way farther back on my mat a bit. Feel free to do the same as well. Let's keep those palms underneath the shoulders. Feel free to find a little bit more length through the legs by lifting one at a time. And imagine that someone is pulling your ankle back to find more space in that hip flexor. Press down through the top of each foot. Feel your glutes engage as your pelvis presses down. Draw your navel up. Let's bring the forehead to the mat. As we inhale, lift your head, neck, shoulders, maybe even the palms, little baby cobra. As you exhale, gaze towards your right. Bring your left cheek to the floor. Inhale, let's lift up through baby cobra. Try not to let your feet lift. Exhale, switch your gaze. Let your right cheek find the floor as you look left. Inhale, draw those shoulders and elbows back. Lift up through your baby cobra. Exhale, gaze towards the right as you lower down. Inhale, lift up baby cobra. Exhale, lower down. One more time each side. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, let your left cheek find the floor, gaze right. Inhale, up through center. Let's pause here for a breath. Really work those legs. Press down through your feet. Engage your glutes. Draw your chest up. Exhale, let's allow the right side of the face to lower down. Feel free to let your arms relax by your sides for a moment and wiggle your hips if you need. Take one more breath as you are. Let's exhale and plant our palms underneath our shoulders. Hug your elbows in toward your sides. Curl your toes under, forehead to the mat. Inhale, lift up through a plank or bend those knees and come through tabletop. Big inhale. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take your time here. Feel free to pedal out your feet, to roll out your ankles. Bend your knees and wag your tail by letting your hips sway. Nod the head yes, shake it out no, whatever feels right for you. Approach stillness and spread your fingers and toes. Give the floor a nice press away by using your arm and leg strength. Activate your hands, press down into each finger pad. Create that firm seal around the perimeter of each palm. Draw your navel up and in. Let your chest draw towards your thighs as your armpits hug in towards your chest. Take one more big inhale. Big exhale. Inhale, gently lift your gaze. Let's see that space between our palms if the neck will allow. Exhale, soften the bend in your knees as you gradually walk your feet forward. Plant them underneath your hips. Find a soft bend in your knees as you hinge forward. Let your torso drape over your thighs. Let the arms hang heavily or gently hold on to your opposite elbows for ragdoll. Let's let the torso sway, your weight to shift, your hips to shake and your shoulders to shimmy. Nod the head yes. Shake it out no. Breathe. One more breath in. Exhale, let's release hands towards the mat. Deepen the bend in your knees. Bring belly towards thighs, chin towards chest. Engage your glutes. Inhale, roll up to standing nice and slow, one vertebra at a time as you stack your joints along the way. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Find that mountain of yours. Stand nice and tall. Press down through your feet. Engage your inner thighs and glutes. Shift the pelvis underneath you. Grow long through your sides and extend out through the top of your head. Inhale, extend your mountain. Reach the arms overhead. Maybe lift the gaze. Keep your core strong and spine long. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips. You can soften the bend in your knees if needed. Forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest so you find a nice long flat back. Fingertips can be on the floor, shins, or even higher up, whatever works best. Draw the shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, fold, plant your palms. Inhale, let's step our feet back towards the back of our mat. Find plank. Plank can be done with the toes curled under as I'm doing currently, or we'll release the knees down to the floor for a bit more support. Either way, spread your fingertips, press down into your hands, and let your shoulders spread apart. Feel your inner elbows spiral forward. Take one more breath in. Exhale, let's bend those elbows, come through that chaturanga. Inhale, come up to the tops of your feet and press down into the floor so your chest draws through, up dog. Exhale, either through that table or simply lift the hips to flip the feet. Find down dog and take 3 rounds of breath. Come back to Ujjayi or sigh out some of that extra heat. Heels sink low. 4th inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, hop, step, or float. Find your forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way out and up. Reach taller towards the ceiling. Extend them out and feel a little bit of a stretch across the belly. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant palms. Find that plank. Step your feet back. And again, either with toes curled under or knees to the mat. Feel your core engage from shoulders to hips. One more breath in, lengthen. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, down dog. 2 rounds of breath in this one. Hips high, heels low. 3rd breath in, lift your gaze. Hop, step, or float as you exhale. Find that forward fold, top of mat. Inhale, half lift, grow long. Exhale, fold one more time. Reverse your swan dive. Come up to extended mountain, grow taller. Move a bit bigger. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, hop or step back. Find plank. If hopping back, try to come right to that chaturanga. Inhale, back bend, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog, big inhale. Big exhale, let's move on. Inhale, let's shift forward. Bring your shoulders over your wrists in a plank. Toes or knees. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, press as you lift your heels. Let the shoulders come over the wrist, plank. Exhale, back to down dog. One more. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Plant down into your right palm. Maybe bring it a bit more to the midline of your mat, underneath your shoulder. Either release your right knee to the floor or roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Find your side plank. Open your chest. Stack your shoulders and press down through that right palm. Feel some energy through the legs like you were in mountain. Take another breath in. Exhale, release to plank. Both hands to the floor, toes or knees. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, or skip all of those things and go straight to your down dog. Inhale, let's float the right leg up and back. Three-legged down dog. Square your hip towards the floor. Engage through the glute and press through your heel. Exhale, bring knee towards nose. Shift shoulders over the wrist. Fire plank. Inhale the leg up and back. Three-leg down dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. One more. Exhale, knee to your nose. Pause for a breath. Step your right foot in between your palms. Let your left knee lower to the mat. Uncurl those toes. Inhale, press down into your right foot. Bring shoulders over hips in your low crescent lunge. Let your weight shift a little bit farther back towards your left leg, just so we can stack the left hip over the left knee and find a little bit more of a 90-degree angle in the right leg. One more breath in. Exhale, let's begin to straighten the right leg. Press down through the ball of your right foot as your hips shift back and your chest draws forward. Half Hanumanasana, half splits. Hi, Jonesy. Feel free to add blocks underneath your hands to bring the floor closer to you. Feel free to also soften the bend in this right knee if the stretch becomes too intense through the hamstring. Take one more breath in. Big breath out. Next, inhale. We're now going to change up the foot. Let's peel the toes off the mat as they point towards the nose. Your heel might slide forward so you find a more flexed position. Draw your quadricep up towards your hip and keep your leg active as the back of your right leg finds a bit more length. Draw your chest forward. Think of that half lift we did so many times during those sun salutations. One more breath in. Exhale, weight to your hands. Let's bend the right knee again. Begin to bring more weight towards the top of your mat as you now curl the left toes under. Inhale, lift the knee. We'll now exhale, pivot and plant your left heel to the mat. Point those toes out about 45 degrees. Inhale, press down through your feet. Bring shoulders over the hips and find your warrior one. Right knee is bent, left leg is long. Hips work to be nice and neutral here. Right hip draws back, left hip comes through. Arms might extend overhead, but they do not have to, as we are going to make this a little bit fancier in a moment. Inhale, grow longer through your sides. Let's exhale, circle, sweep your arms behind. Take them down towards your hips, up in front, and down and around. Feel free to let your shoulders lift and lower. Feel free to also find a little bit more space as your shoulders protract and the arms reach in front of you. And as they draw behind, your shoulders naturally retract and squeeze towards the spine. One more. When your arms are extended behind, let's see if we can interlace the fingers or find the opposite elbows. Inhale, open your chest towards the ceiling. Draw the knuckles down. Exhale, slowly fold towards your right inner thigh in humble warrior. Keep your back leg strong. Keep your right knee bent. Hug that inner thigh towards the right side of your body and let your head get heavy here. Maybe even see the back edge of your mat. Engage your glutes and core. Let's inhale, rise back up through our warrior one. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands to hips. Start to straighten your right leg. Take a quarter turn and face the left long edge of your mat. Toes are going to angle in slightly. I'm going to turn around just so you can get a better idea. Toes are angled in slightly, as I said, and then press down into the floor, grow long through your sides. Inhale, open your chest, and as you exhale, let's fold all the way over and hinge from the hips. Let your arms hang heavily, wide-legged forward fold. Feel free to soften the bend in your knees or grab a hold of a block if the floor is feeling far away. But wherever you are, let's shift the weight forward towards the ball of each foot, just to bring some more length to the backs of the legs without hyperextending through the knees. It will also allow your muscles to engage so we protect all of those ligaments and attachments to the hamstrings. Let's take one more breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, soften the bend in your knees, engage your glutes. Let's come back up to our standing starting position. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down. I'm going to turn back to how I was. As we're now going to pivot on the right heel, turn those toes straight ahead, reach the arms out nice and wide. Exhale, let's bend the right knee into your warrior two. Keep lots of space between your hips to ribs. Grow long through your sides. Take another inhale. Exhale, settle any deeper into that right knee's lunge. Encourage it to abduct, which means draw it away from your midline towards your pinky toe and feel your glute engage. Inhale, let's reach forward. Flip your palm and exhale, reverse your warrior. Try to do so without sacrificing the bend in that right knee. If anything, go deeper if available. On an inhale, bring your shoulders back over your hips, reach forward. Exhale, right forearm to the top of the right thigh or fingertips towards the floor. Left arm sweeps down and around. Open up to your extended side angle. Find some space between your right thigh and the right side of your torso. Find reach from the left outer edge of your foot through the left fingertips and spiral your chest towards the ceiling. One more breath in. Exhale, release your left hand to your left hip. Look down towards your right big toe. Let's reach those right fingertips off of that pinky toe and begin to rise to half moon. Right hand can be on the floor or a block or maybe hovers. Left hand can stay put or the arm can then extend overhead. Find energy out through that left foot. Feel the right side of your body lift away from the floor. One more breath in. Exhale, soften the bend in your right knee. Bring your left foot down to meet it. Sit in your chair. Big breath in. Breath out. Shift weight towards your heels. Bring the pelvis more underneath you and lift your chest high. One more inhale. Exhale. Let's just pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise to extended mountain. Exhale, shift weight to the right leg. Let's begin to fire up the left hammy as the heel tucks back towards our left sitting bone. Reach those arms behind and maybe now grab a hold of the top of your left foot with one or both hands. Draw that knee forward so it's in line with your right and stand tall in this standing quad stretch. Feel your heel draw in toward your sitting bone, yet your foot press into your hands. Let those shoulders come right over your hips. Stand tall. Let's now find the inside of the left foot with our left palm. Inner elbow opens out to the side. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, stay there or begin to kick your left foot into your left hand. Slide the shin back as if it were up against an imaginary wall. Whew. And see, I fell out. Carpet is not great for balance, so I'm going to try that again. Heel towards the sitting bone. Press your left foot away. Reach your right arm forward. Take one more breath in. With control, let's release the left leg. Take a giant step back as you bend your right knee. Inhale. Once your left toes curl under, bring your shoulders over your hips. High crescent lunge. Big inhale. Exhale. Let's release our hands to the floor. Let's now bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Toe heel your right foot out a smidgen wider. Draw the right hip back, left hip forward. As you exhale, let's gently lower the left knee to the floor and uncurl the toes. Stay here on your palms. This is lizard. Lizard is also done on the forearms or with a block underneath your arms or hands. Let's keep that right inner thigh hugged in towards the side body for a couple more moments, similar to when we were in our humble warrior. And let that quality of yin enter the posture. Be more passive rather than active, so try to release every muscle here, including your jaw, your forehead, and just breathe. Remember that all things are temporary. As long as you have your breath to support you, you're capable of pushing through. Just remember that we never want to inflict pain or pinching in any part of the body. So if you ever start to experience those sensations, please feel free to back out. I highly encourage it. As your left hip gets heavier towards the floor, we find passive extension through the hip flexor. And as your right hip gets heavier towards the floor, we find a bit of passive flexion as the hip is contracting naturally. Try to keep all four corners of the right foot on the floor, which might bring a little bit more of a stretch into the outer hip area. If you're not experiencing that, don't worry about it. Just focus on what you are currently feeling. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath. On your 4th inhale, there's no rush here. Let's bring our hands back underneath our shoulders on the floor if we went lower. Toe heel your right foot back underneath your chest. Frame your foot with both hands. Shift a little bit more weight into that left shin, and let's begin to draw the right leg up and back as it extends off the hip. Press down into your palms. Rotate your right inner thigh towards the ceiling and kick your heel back. Stay here or see how it feels to now lift the left arm. Open the palm in your bird dog. Let's find some stillness here. Draw your navel up and in. Feel that strength through the front side of the body and the length through the back. One more breath in. Exhale, let's bend that right knee. Take your left arm, sweep it behind, maybe catch the top of the foot and find your tiger. Open your chest. Draw your energy in and send it up. Take one more breath in. Exhale with control. Begin to release. Come back through your bird dog. Exhale, left palm to the floor, right leg long. Curl those toes under. Step to your plank. Exhale, take a vinyasa through chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or skip all of those things if you'd prefer to meet in down dog. Take a giant breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, come forward to that plank, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, come forward through plank. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, forward to your plank. Set yourself up on the left side, side plank. You might adjust that left palm if needed so it comes right underneath your shoulder. Feel that underside, the left side of your body, lift and engage through the obliques. Press through your feet and find a little bit more open through the chest. One more breath in. Exhale, release your right hand to the floor in plank. Find a vinyasa or go straight to your downward facing dog. Exhale, meet us there. Inhale, left leg, sweep it up and back, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists, fire plank. Inhale, leg up and back, down dog. Exhale, left knee to nose, fire plank. Inhale, leg up and back. One more. Exhale, left knee toward your nose. Pause. Step your left foot through in between your hands. On an exhale, let's lower the right knee to the floor. Uncurl the toes. Inhale, let's rise, shoulders over hips in your low crescent lunge. Find the energy of your inner thighs scissoring in towards one another, and then from there, grow long. One more breath in. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Straighten it as far as it will go without force. Press down through the ball of the foot. Notice how the top of the foot naturally starts to stretch out. Draw your chest forward as opposed to collapsing and rounding over the leg. Think of your energy reaching out and back. One more breath here. Inhale. Let your toes lift off the mat so your heel slides forward if you need more, and find your flexed foot. Maybe spread your toes. Check out your pedicure or lack thereof. Whatever you got going on. I got lots of calluses if you're curious. Press the ball of your foot forward. Draw the toes back. Send your chest through. One more breath in. Exhale, weight to your hands. Bend the left knee. Bring it over your ankle. Let's begin to curl those right toes under. Lift that knee. Feel that quad engage. Then pivot and plant your heel to the mat. 45 degrees of those toes angling out. Inhale, rise, shoulders over your hips. Warrior one. Take your time here. And again, just make sure that your hips are a little bit more on the neutral side rather than opened up like in a warrior two. Warrior one is more closed off, meaning you're facing the front of the room or the top of your mat. Shoulders follow suit. Arms might extend overhead. Press the back of your right knee towards the back edge of your mat. Bend your left knee forward towards the front edge. Exhale, let's wrap those arms behind. Reach them forward, up and around again as we find these circular motions. Find some ease here. You can soften the bend in your elbows if you need, if that feels more preferable. You can also feel your fingertips wiggle out a little bit. One more time. Exhale, reach those arms behind, interlace the fingers or find the elbows. Inhale, gently lift your chest. As you exhale, let's find control as we fold towards the left inner thigh in your humble warrior. Keep your warrior one base intact. Feel your palms draw in closer as your knuckles draw farther away from you towards the front of the room. Let your right hip swivel forward, left one draw back. On your next inhale, use your glutes and core. Let's rise back up through our warrior one. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to hips. Straighten your left leg. Take that quarter turn. Face the long right edge of your mat. Make sure that your toes are on the same line as one another. If not, just adjust. Feel free to make your stance a little bit more narrow if you need a deeper stretch. Inhale, open your chest. And as you exhale, hinge forward from your hips. Come all the way down to that wide-legged forward fold. This time, we'll maybe make it a bit more active by using our peace fingers. Wrap them around the inside of your big toes, or maybe find the outer edges of your feet or your ankles. Inhale, draw your chest forward a little bit, and then exhale, fold any deeper from those hips. Feel your tailbone lift high, your belly soften, and your head lower. Get heavy in the head with a nice relaxed neck. One more breath in. Exhale, release any binds as you soften the bend in your knees. Engage your glutes. Let's roll up to standing nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. Let those shoulders roll up, back and down. Keep planting into the outer edge of your right foot. Turn the left toes forward. Bend that knee. Find that warrior two. You can always widen your stance for more. Try to keep your knee over your ankle. If it's going past, meaning more towards the big toes, you just got to go a little bit wider. That just means that you're progressing and getting deeper into it. Feel your pelvis come right underneath you and stack your shoulders on top. Lengthen through the top of your head without lifting the chin. Feel the very top of your head where that crown would sit. Lengthen up. One more breath in. Exhale, lunge any deeper. Inhale, let's reach forward. Flip your palm and reverse your warrior. My all-time favorite pose. Bring some space to the side body. This is more of a side bend, lateral stretch rather than a back bend. Take an inhale, bring your shoulders back over your hips through your warrior two. Reach forward. Exhale, take left forearm to the floor or hands towards the mat or the forearm towards your thigh. Sorry guys. Reach that right arm up and over and find your extended side angle. Make sure that you're not collapsing into the left side of your body, the shoulders away from your ear, your chest is opening as far towards the ceiling as your body will allow, and your pelvis is coming through. One more breath in. Exhale, take your right hand to your right hip, look down towards that left big toe. Reach those fingertips forward. Maybe find that block. Drag the right leg for a moment before you lift up into your half moon. Press your right heel away. Your right arm might extend towards the ceiling and open up through the hips and shoulders. Allow your left side body to engage. One more breath in. Exhale, let's land in our chair, feet together or hip width. I like to bring my hands to heart center to give the shoulders a little bit of a break, but you can always extend the arms overhead. Take another breath in. Exhale, sit any deeper. Let's pulse one more time for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, rise up through your extended mountain. Let's begin to shift weight to the left foot as your right heel hugs up towards the sitting bone. Exhale, release your arms behind your back. Find the top of your foot. If it's out of reach, maybe you find a strap or a towel. Then squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Let your energy draw in, send it up. Find a little bit more of that right leg engaging. Press the foot into your hand, hug the heel in. Inhale, reach the left arm up and bring your right palm to the arch side of your right foot. Stay here. Or exhale, kick your right foot away. Begin to counterbalance by reaching your left arm forward in your dancer. One more breath in. Exhale with control. Release the right leg. Take that giant step back. Inhale, shoulders over hips, high lunge. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk them to the inside of your left foot. Toe heel the left foot out wide. On an exhale, lower your right knee to the floor and find your lizard wherever it is on this side. Remember, no pain, no pinch. Breath, clear mind, soft body. As long as your breath is slow and steady, deep down into the belly, you're more than likely in a place where you can stay. A little bit of discomfort is something that we tend to look for in these postures, as it means that something is changing. As we know, when in real life, if things start to get too comfortable, we get complacent and bored. So that change will bring a little bit of difference in your body. Remember that you are in control of all of these postures. You are in control of your breath. Let's take 3 more rounds here. Fourth inhale. Let's bring our palms back onto the mat so the shoulders can stack over the wrists. Toe heel your left foot back underneath you and frame your foot with your hands. Begin to now bring more weight towards the right leg as you press into the top of that foot. Ground down through your palms as best as you can as your left knee hugs up and in and you send that leg back. Feel that release in that hip crease after you just compressed it for those couple minutes. Draw your navel up and in, reach the right arm forward. Maybe it magically lifts and you find your bird dog. Square your left hip down as well as the right shoulder. And from our bird dog, if you'd like to now bend that left knee, wrap the right arm behind and grab a hold gently of the top of the left foot. Kick your left foot into your right hand and find your way towards your tiger. Maybe let out a good little rawr. We're home, so no one will know. One more breath in. Exhale with control. Try not to ricochet. Come through your bird dog and find your way to plank. Right palm underneath the shoulder, left toes curled under. If you'd like, take one more vinyasa. Meet in your final down dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's start to observe here. Notice any of the differences and changes in this down dog compared to the first. No judgment, no attachment, just helpful information. Feel the space that you brought into your body and the strength as a result. One more breath in. Exhale, let's soften the bend in the knees as they slowly make their way all the way to the mat and we find our way into table. Let's keep the your hips over your knees. Let's now bring the hands wider than the shoulders towards the outer edges of the mat. One at a time, gradually walk your palms forward. And again, try to keep your hips over your knees. And on an exhale, let your chest slowly melt towards the floor in puppy. We might begin with the forehead on the mat or find a block underneath the chest as your chest melts closer towards the floor. For a bit more intensity, you can bring your chin to the mat and let the front of your throat open up. Soften the bend in your elbows. Let's breathe here for a few more moments. Five more breaths. On your sixth inhale, let's bring weight back into the palms and elbows as they bend and the chest and hips begin to come forward. Bring your elbows underneath your chest so the arms are shoulder width. If you're unclear of how to get there, bring your hands to your opposite elbows and make sure that the elbows are stacked right underneath your shoulders. Then bring your palms back out in front so you find your way to Sphinx. Again, if you'd like, similar to what we did at the beginning of class, you can lift one leg at a time and feel the leg extend farther back so you find more space in the front of your hip flexor. Spread your palms, press down into the hands, and pendulum swing your chest through. Breathe. Stay here, or if this is too much, bring your elbows a little bit farther out in front of you and draw the chest forward. If you'd like more, take your palms out wider again, like when we had them in puppy, and see if your palms want to walk any closer towards you as your arms extend and you come into seal. Make sure that in whatever variation you have chosen, your lower back is not cramping or crunching. We have a nice, beautiful opening of the front body without any pain in the lumbar spine. Shoulders away from ears. Head can remain neutral, or chin can even relax towards the chest for more stretch through the back of the neck and trapezius muscles. Let's take 3 more breaths wherever we're at. Slowly find a bend in the elbows if the arms are extended. Bring your chest back down to the mat wherever you are. And let's stack one palm over the other to rest the forehead over the hands. Breathe deeply into your belly and allow your lower back to expand. If you'd like some movement, please feel free to wiggle the hips. You can even bend the knees and let your shins windshield wiper from side to side or in and out. However you'd like to get there, but let's try to use the least amount of effort possible. Let's just roll over either side and meet on our backs again. Take your time to adjust, especially if you rolled off of your mat. And let's bend those knees and plant the feet on the floor for a moment. Neither pressing or lifting the lower back away from the floor, just allowing it to be neutral. You can place one hand over your belly and the other over your heart. Let's toe heel the feet out a little bit wider towards the outer edges of our mats. And if it feels okay, let your knees knock in towards one another. You can relax your arms wherever they'd like to go. You can allow your outer edges of each foot to gently lift off the mat as you internally rotate your femur bones and hips a bit here. On your next inhale, let your knees both point back up towards the ceiling. And take your time to extend your legs towards the top edge of your mat. Inhale, let's find another full body stretch. Reach from fingertips to toes. And as you exhale, let's hug the right knee in towards the chest. Gently hold on to the top of the shin, or again the back of the thigh, as your right knee draws in towards the right shoulder in a half wind relieving. Keep your left leg long and heavy. The foot can just relax here. One more breath in. As you exhale, let's use that left hand. Let your right leg cross all the way over towards the left side of your mat. You might take a block underneath your right inner thigh or even bend the left knee for support underneath the right leg. Reach your right arm out towards the right and let your head fall in the same direction as you wring out the lower back. Allow your right shoulder to be heavy here as you twist the lower half of you away and bring space into the side as your right hip tilts away from your waist. One more breath in. Slow breath out. With a bit of core strength, let your leg come back through center. Give it a nice little hug again if you'd like, as both sides of your pelvis meet the floor. And let's exhale, lower the right leg down to meet the left. Feel free to popcorn your knees or wiggle your hips. If another full body stretch calls to you, go there on an inhale. Exhale, let's hug the left knee in towards our left shoulder as you gently grasp the top of the shin or the back of your thigh. Right leg is long and heavy. Breathe into the belly. And just let this compressed thigh towards belly do the internal massage of your colon. One more breath in. Exhale, right hand will gently guide the left leg all the way over towards the right side of your mat as we twist. Left arm reaches towards the left and head might fall towards the same direction here. You can let your eyes close if they're not already. And imagine that you are like a wet towel. Let go of whatever has been weighing you down. See if each exhale can help you release any deeper. And one more time, we'll take 3 more breaths. On your 4th inhale, or whenever you are ready to exit the posture, use your core strength as your whole back meets the floor again and your left knee hugs in towards your left shoulder one last time. On an exhale, lower the leg down to meet your right. Once again, feel free to windshield wiper the feet, popcorn the knees, or let your hips swivel. Let's bend those knees one more time and plant our feet on the floor. Stay here, or if you have a block, you can slide it underneath your sacrum by lifting your hips. Stay there in a supported bridge, or gently one leg at a time. Extend your legs towards the ceiling. Relax your feet and soften the bend in your knees as you come into this waterfall. Your arms can relax however they feel best. I have mine to the side with my palms open. And feel free to close your eyes whenever you're ready. Without doing much at all at this moment, you are naturally calming your nervous system, allowing your heart rate to come back to its natural pace, and your breath to even out. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, let's soften the bend in our knees so one foot at a time lowers back down to the mat. Let's begin to find our way into our variation of Shavasana. I'm going to come back to my Supta Baddha Konasana with soles of the feet together. You are welcome to take it in the more traditional route with your legs extended, your arms by your sides, or even prop up on a block again if that feels good and supportive. Close your eyes if they're not already, and if you feel comfortable, of course. Bring your attention back to your toes. Find that warm white light. And allow it to wash over every part of you. Feel every ounce of your weight sink into the floor. And allow your mind to anchor itself to this present moment as you come into this weighted sensation. Yet at the same time, your body is beginning to detach itself from every posture and transition. Your breath is coming back to its natural pace. And your mind is hopefully releasing all of its thoughts, coming into a sensation of weightlessness. Allow yourself to float away and fully let go. Inhale, take a big breath in. Exhale, let it go slowly. As awareness enters your body and your space again, feel free to remain still or gently wake yourself up. Find movement through the fingers and the toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. You can even rock your head from side to side. If another full body stretch calls to you, inhale, extend your arms and legs away from one another. Inflate the space you've just brought into your body through this practice. As you exhale, stay here. Gently roll off to your favorite side. Use that bottom arm as a pillow if you need, and rest in that fetal position. Give yourself a moment of gratitude and acknowledgement for spending this time on yourself, creating space within your home, and clearing space in your mind. On an inhale, gently press yourself up. Let's meet in that comfortable seated position of your choice. Shoulders over hips, nice long spine. Before we close practice, please join me in one final round of breath. On an inhale, circle, sweep your arms out and up, lift your chest. Exhale, let your hands meet as you soften the bend in your elbows and bring your hands down through heart center. Thank you for spending this time with me and allowing me to guide your practice. Namaste.